Sis and Tell, Sis and Tell. A whole lot of talk about a whole lot of nothing. Amanda does stand up. Alison's on TV. And when they hop on the phone, it's the place you want to be. Sis and Tell. A whole lot of talk about a whole lot of nothing.
Hey, Allie.
Hey, man. How are you?
You know, just enjoying my summer moon.
Summer honeymoon, we call it.
The summer honeymoon. The kids are at sleepaway camp. Aaron and I just got back from Destin. I had to FedEx a package or send it through the post office to your son, Levi, who's a counselor at camp, because he is my package mule. My Oscar and Ruby, they're turning 13 at camp, and I had to get some birthday presents to them. But the most endearing thing happened when I was at the post office, which who knew?
You never hear those words together.
No, right? Exactly. I saw probably the happiest person you could have ever seen at the post office. I'm in line. There's like 4 people in front of me, and there's this woman behind me who's filling something out, and I noticed she's wearing like a super pretty dress. And as I'm looking at it, I'm realizing the dress is a wedding dress.
I was just going to say, was it a wedding dress? I don't know what made me think that.
And I said, hi. And she said, hi. And I go, are you wearing a wedding dress? And she said, I am. I just got married. And I'm like, well, what are you doing in the post office?
And then I had to immediately mail my thank you notes.
And she was right. She was so adorable. She's from Tennessee.
How old was she?
I don't know.
I mean, do you think she was in her 20s, in her 50s?
No, I think she was probably in her 30s or 40s.
Okay.
And she said, I just got married. I'm from Tennessee, and we have X amount of days to send I'm assuming it's like the marriage license or something they got that the officiant signed. They had to send it back to Tennessee. And she didn't want that on her mind, so she had her groom drive her to the post office. And she's like, and I told everyone no cocktails till the bride gets back. And I go, well, you're going in front of me. She goes, no, it's totally fine. I go, no. You have no choice in the matter.
Right.
You were going to go in front of me. And it was so cute.
Oh my gosh, that is so cute. She's going to be the best wife and mom maybe one day. If she's that neurotic about that, if she chooses right. I love an organized person like that. She has her priorities straight.
Yeah.
Although I might have taken a cocktail with me into the post office.
Who knows what she had in the car,
yeah,
right?
Exactly. Maybe
Cocktails
a little flask.
to go.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Speaking of cocktails, we did have a couple of friends, two couples that joined us. One of them bought what I thought was like a really good margarita mix, right? So I'm making drinks for me and my friend Andrew, or he sees me making drinks. He's like, can you make me one? And I go, sure, but you should taste it because I'm just making up these ratios. Like I pour in the mix, I pour in some club soda, then I pour in some tequila, and he has a sip of it and he goes, oh, this is so strong. And it was because the mix was actually already tequila.
Oh gosh.
So it was a tequila club soda.
That's my kind of drink. That's my kind of drink. I love a good summer cocktail. And I don't know if I told you, but this summer I found one when we were in Sarasota, Florida for a birthday party. And we were staying at this hotel. What hotel? Thanks for asking. The Ritz-Carlton, which I never stay, but it is very fancy. And so I only say that because this is a specific drink for the Ritz-Carlton's bar in Sarasota, Florida, apparently. Like this is their signature drink. And when you buy it there, it looks like it's 32 ounces and probably costs $30. Mine is much simpler, but here's what's in it. You ready? Vodka or gin, and I prefer vodka. I'm not a big gin drinker. Saint Germain. So
what is that?
That is it's an elderflower liqueur liqueur that it's sometimes you'll add a drop to it to Prosecco or champagne. It's just, it's got a little floral, hints of floral tastes and elements. It's notes of floral, right? Floral notes. I don't know how you say it. Anyway, I've had that on hand from and I've had this bottle forever. What else? Lime juice, Prosecco. And then you do a combination of these ice cubes. So one made of grapefruit juice, one made of cranberry juice, and one regular ice cube with an edible flower in the middle.
Oh, are you going to make that at home?
Okay, so I did.
You did not.
I swear. And I did not. So I didn't do the edible flower. That was a little bit too high maintenance for me.
You're just lazy.
I know. The edible flower. By the way, I Googled it, and there's a lot of flowers that are edible. I think we just don't know it. But these were those pretty, like, purple and white flowers in a big, giant ice cube. I ended up buying smaller ice cube trays, and I did grapefruit, cranberry, and orange juice, tiny little, and imagine little pellets, like about the size of a normal cube of ice. And so I used those in a smaller glass, and they were a huge hit the other night.
Yum.
The problem was I had this Saint Germain. The bottle is beautiful and also expensive. And I don't know how expensive, because the last time I bought it was at least 15 or 16 years ago. And when I looked at the bottle, I said, it's like looking at something out of Mommy and Daddy's quote unquote liquor cabinet / coat closet.
Oh, were there things floating around in it?
No, but it had turned a different shade of it's like normally like a light caramel color, and this was more like a brown. So I Google, can Saint Germain go bad? And luckily it said no. This stuff will last you for hundreds of years, but it will change color. And it, any liquor, it might get a little less potent, but it won't hurt you. So I said fine. So I just made sure to hide the bottle after I made the drink so nobody could see that it was a discolored version.
Not that they would know.
Not
People
that they
don't
would
drink
know.
it enough.
It is delicious. And the drink is called, if anybody wants to Google it, it's called the Siren. And it is a delightful, and the other good thing is
It's delightful.
it's delightful, and you really only need one because there's so much different alcohol in it. And it feels like a little spritzer, but it is, oh
That
my
sounds
gosh.
incredible.
Yeah. It's a little higher maintenance to make than my normal drinks, which
Yeah.
I'm with you. I'm like tequila, lime, splash of soda, done.
I'm simple.
Yeah, I'm very simple. But anyway, for all of you looking for a nice summer cocktail, the Siren, go Google it.
So I have something very important to ask you about, and it's related to the summer. When because if you're drinking alcohol at the beach or just hydrating in general, you have to use the bathroom a lot.
Yes.
But it's very complicated to use the bathroom when you're wearing a wet bathing suit.
For a woman.
For a woman, especially if it's one of those bathing suits, like a Spanx bathing suit that sucks you in. And you take, it's like wearing a scuba
one piece.
suit.
Let's limit it to a one piece.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. We're getting more and more detailed. And then there's no anxiety, like being in a single stall that you're not sure if it locks or not. And your wet bathing suit's down by your ankles, and the panic of someone trying to get into that bathroom. You can't get your bathing suit up fast enough. And maybe it gives you a hernia trying to do so.
It's a lot.
And I had this revelation that I can't believe it took me so long, that I actually don't have to take my bathing suit off. I can just move it to the side.
Yep. How did you not know this?
How did I not know?
I've been moving to the side for years.
But Mommy, but I feel like, and look, and I'm not, you're either a person who feels comfortable peeing in the ocean or you're not. I'm not necessarily a pee in the ocean person unless it's an emergency. But I'm like, how did I not know this? Like, Mommy never, I feel like that's a strategy you have to get. It's like Lador Vador, from generation to generation. You have to pass it on.
You're right.
And I don't remember Mommy sharing that with me, because I don't think that's something she would do.
I think you're absolutely right. And I did not hear it from Mommy. I heard it from my cousin Amy years ago, who shared with me we were on a beach trip, that she said, I don't ever take, because I was complaining about the same thing. She goes, you don't have to pee through. Like, people think there's only two options, pee through it or bring the whole thing down. But no, there's the third lesser known option, which is pee around, that you just kind of move. Pee around. I feel like that's a new song.
Yeah.
You just move it to the side. It is literally life-changing. It is one of the most liberating bathing suit hacks. Now I wish they had one for my
jumpsuits.
No, for my workout tights, for the, because I'm like, if I'm in the middle of working out and I need to pee and I've been sweating, it's that same feeling. Like, I can get down my leggings, but then when I'm bringing them back up, I'm like, oh my gosh,
there should be
like a zipper or
like just a slit, where it's like overlapped, but then you like pull them apart. I look like I'm looking. I'm like a gynecologist looking inside something right now.
That slit would never work. No, the slit's not going to work.
Know.
Yeah.
If it's overlapped enough, then it could. If it was enough material and you just like pulled it apart, You would have, that's a lot of, if you have to balance on the toilet while you're doing that, that's a whole other thing.
Yeah. I think if
complicated.
if people understand that it's a real thing, wet bathing suit anxiety. I'm just going to go ahead and term it WBA. So wet bathing suit anxiety is real. It is, it can be debilitating. It can cause you to drink even more during your normal day than you do already. So just, pull it to the side, ladies.
Solution.
Pull it to the side.
This is like a home shopping network. Girls, do you have that problem?
Yeah.
Women, girls, whoever wearing a one piece, we have got the solution for you. For
if
your
only
wet
we could brand
bathing
this
suit
and monetize
anxiety,
it. Yeah.
TM. And you just pull that bathing suit to the side. Solution.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
So the other solution would be to create a bathing suit that is like a bodysuit. You know how the bodysuit snaps in the crotch?
I would be really insecure about that. I would be so insecure about, there would need to be like 7 snaps. The snaps are more annoying.
Right.
But
I'm just saying that's a better solution than the flaps. Snaps are better than flaps. I'm not saying, yeah. Flaps could be tricky as well. I mean,
I don't know. Snapping takes a long time. The crotch snaps.
The crotch snap is, yeah.
Yeah, it's just not, I would feel like an infant,
It is. Well, and that's the beauty of the bodysuit. It's like you're back to being a toddler and everything's tucked in. Okay, but the pullover, good enough.
Right.
So I have a story for you. It has nothing to do with bathing suits. We were in Colorado last weekend celebrating my sister in love, Alan's baby sister, her 50th. Amazing that the baby is 50 of their family. And we were there. She just wanted to be with all the siblings. So she has 3 brothers, the spouses, and then her boyfriend came. And so part of it was we wanted to just be together and eat together, drink together, and hike together because it's some of the most beautiful hiking right now. So we go on our first hike of the weekend. And her boyfriend, Bill, is leading the pack. And there's, like 7, 8 of us going up this hill. And we have 2 dogs. So my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, Steve and Lisa, they have 2 doodles, right? These cute, adorable dogs. So that's all important because we're maybe 2 minutes into this hike going up this hill. And Bill says, bear, there's a bear.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. And literally, I'm almost at the back of the line, at which point I get in the way back of the line. And because this is a single file path. It's not like we can, like a very wide berth that gives us opportunity to all kind of run. So he was very calm, but he goes, there's a bear. I saw a bear. We're like, okay. And
I would be like Googling what to do. What color is the bear? Is it a black bear or is it a brown bear? Because there's different things you're supposed to do depending on the bear type.
Exactly. And so he grabs one of the dogs that was right there. And then they're like, where's Nellie? Where's the other dog? And finally, luckily, the other dog came back. I had assumed the bear was literally right in front of him and coming down this path. But no, the bear, you have to imagine there's brush on either side of the path. The path is very well marked, and then the rest of it is just thistles and branches and trees, and it's really
There's nowhere
overgrown.
to go.
There's nowhere to go, and the bear doesn't need a path, right? The bear is just up there. The bear. It's a bear is a bear, and so we all turn around. We walk back the other way, except for Stephen, Alan's oldest brother. He grabs the leashes of the dogs and he gets in the front of the line and he just keeps walking. To which I said, why are we still, I thought the hike was over.
What's happening?
Why are we still walking towards the bear? So now I'm the paranoid one and I'm staying in the back of the line. And I also realized that one of the things you do, like bears do not want to be around you. They really don't care about you.
You make noise, right?
You make noise. So I am clapping as loud as I can. And then I get out my iPhone and I start playing music because I'm thinking, okay, if the bear's not going to like my 80s tunes. So I'm playing music, I'm clapping. And
Did
then
you Rickroll the bear?
Yeah.
Never gonna give you up and let you down.
That would really send him far away. So we saw a few more hikers that were passing us. We're like, yeah, there's a bear. We saw a bear just in case. They're like, oh, okay. And nobody seemed to care about the bear. So the rest of the weekend, the best part of the story is Bill is the only one who saw the bear. And I don't doubt he saw the bear, but it wasn't coming towards him. It was probably, 50 feet away in the brush, turned around. So technically he saw a bear butt, right? And I said,
A bear.
a bear, right? And the bear didn't see him. I think one of the things that we did learn that Bill told us, apparently he's now the bear expert, is you're not supposed to look a bear in the eye, which I find impossible. That if I spotted a bear, the first thing I would want to do is look straight at it.
Yeah, that's just rude.
Yeah. You should always look a bear straight in the eye and shake his hand, shake his paw.
You introduce yourself. You say, "Can I offer you a jar of honey?" And then you go from there. Maybe that's why bears attack, because people aren't carrying around jars of honey. I'm just saying.
How's Winnie? How's
Paddington?
How's Smokey? How's Yogi? So anyway, we do believe he saw the bear, but the story by day 3 of our trip turned into supposedly Bill saw a bear.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. And so we turned around, but then we kept going. And so, Alan's big thing was, well, why didn't you take out your phone and take a picture of the bear? Which would have been good, maybe not safety-wise, but reputational-wise, just to preserve the integrity of his word. Not that I doubt him. I believe there was a bear. I believe so much that at some point I was hiking by myself. I was a little apart from the group, and I was still clapping and singing.
So let's be real. If I was in that situation, the first thing I would have done is pull out my phone to record it.
I don't know if you would. I was very nervous about it. And besides the fact that we also saw a sign saying, beware of mountain lions.
Oh,
now,
Lord.
I don't know if you've seen that YouTube video of the guy who came across a mountain lion on a hike. It is legitimately a 2 to 3 minute video of him getting followed aggressively by this mountain lion and saying, back up. I mean, I don't know why he decided to video, but it's a very entertaining video and scary.
If he died, at least he would have footage.
Right.
Of
at least
what
people would know what happened. I figure that part. And that's, at one point, so we did a hike 2 days later, and I had gotten a little bit far ahead, and then it got even more, and then I was really by myself.
Allie.
Yeah. And so then I started getting nervous about mountain lions and bears and being lost, because I didn't realize, some hikes are out and back where you go to a point and you come back. Some are just a loop. Well, this was a loop, but our first hike had been an out and back, so I didn't realize it was a loop. So as I started heading down this hill that was also a mountain biking terrain. So it was pretty steep, and going down was almost as hard as going up. And I got very insecure that I was going the wrong way, because it couldn't mark it. So I sent Alan a text. I'm like, I think I might be lost. I might be going the wrong way, but at least I'm going downhill. So I'll meet you at the bottom. And then I really started getting nervous. And so I'm clapping, I'm singing Take Me Out to the Ball Game, because it was the only song. Well, it was the only song I could think of.
Not even a good song to die to.
But it was the only song I could think of at the moment that I knew all the words to. It was like 99 bottles of beer on the wall, and I kept singing it over and over again. And then I get to a point where it really felt like I was lost and on the wrong side of the mountain. And I really did have almost a little anxiety attack. Luckily, I still had cell service, so I called Alan, and I was like, I almost broke down. I was like, I think I'm lost. I don't know where I am. And the worst part is I don't want to walk up this hill again. I just, and I said, I hear water. I see different trees, whatever. He goes, you're on the right part. We're like 10 minutes behind you. Goodbye. I'm like, no.
No, don't leave me.
Yeah, he's
Give
like,
me another
you're
song
fine.
To sing.
Yeah,
Please,
he's like,
send me
you're
the
totally
lyrics
fine.
To Footloose.
Exactly. And of course, 2 minutes, yes, please. 2 minutes later, I made it down, saw a bunch of people who were also hiking, and then waited for the group and decided hiking alone was not as much fun or sane as hiking with people. And then I found a giant walking stick that I figured could also be used as defense mechanism.
Poker.
Yeah, because I thought, what if I do see a bear and or a mountain lion? What am I going to do? Don't poke the bear.
Isn't there an expression, don't poke the bear?
There is an expression,
don't
poke the bear.
That's for a reason. Don't poke the bear, Allie.
I don't want to poke him, though, but I needed something between me and the bear or mountain lion, should I have encountered them. And I felt like this stick was the safest bet.
Totally. That stick would have protected you.
Yeah. Keep thinking that. Keep convincing yourself of that.
Telling you, jar of honey.
Mm-hmm.
So junior year, second semester of junior year, I went to Israel. I lived in Israel for about 6 months. And for spring break, me and 5 other girls, we went to Jordan, and we went we went to Petra, and it is that part of it is what people know from Indiana Jones.
Yes, the
which
Temple
is like
of Doom.
No, that's not the Temple of Doom.
Oh,
The Holy Grail.
the Holy Grail.
Yes.
That's Monty Python.
No, it's also Indiana Jones and the Holy Grail.
It is?
Yes.
Are you sure it's not Temple of Doom?
I'm positive.
Because I've also been to Petra, and I've been to
there's the facade
it's called the Treasury. That's
right?
what the official name is.
Which really is like just a facade. Like you can kind of walk in, but there's no building.
It's carved.
Inside
it's a sand carving.
Yes,
that makes it look like a building, but really it's a sand carving of a building in the side of the mountain.
Right.
And it's called the Treasury. Yeah, and it was in whatever Indiana Jones movie. We went there too, and I was done.
It's the Holy Grail. Yeah, it is the
Holy Grail. I'm pretty sure is Monty Python.
Okay, it is both, and you can go look it up. Okay. But anyways, there's also hiking. So we go on this hike, and for whatever reason, we started at the end of the trail and went the opposite way we were supposed to be going, and we ended up getting lost, of course. And we didn't have a lot of water. The sun is going down. The park closes at 5. We see a goat that's stuck on a mountain. Like we are like the personalities of everyone came out. Because half the girls got into a water fight, and me and these 2 other girls, we were climbing like on top of rocks to get like a viewpoint to figure out where we were. Yeah. And meanwhile, I had mono. I thought I had mono.
No. Oh, I remember you got mono.
Yeah. So I was on that trip. I was like, I felt like I had the flu. No matter how much medicine I took, I felt no different. I was exhausted. And I was like, guys, don't drink after me. And then they had a water fight, used up all the water except for mine. And eventually we made it out, but we luckily had acquired these tour guides who were starting to get worried about us. But we made it out. But we got lost. There are no bears in Petra, so that's the good news.
Okay, so here's the other news. I'm not right, but you are definitely wrong. Holy Grail is Monty Python. You are thinking of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Yes. That's the name of the movie that was filmed in Petra.
But the Holy Grail was in it.
Oh, you know what? There's always some Holy Grail in an Indiana Jones movie. And
no, this one was they.
That's when they they get to the last part, and they have to drink from the goblets, and only one. Yes, I get it, but
1989. It involved the Holy Grail. Yeah,
fine, but it's the Last Crusade.
Thank you. Okay. You were correct, but also
I was wrong, and then
I
was right. I was wrong about it being the Temple of Doom, but right about it not being Holy Grail.
We were both right and wrong at the same time.
There we go. Yeah.
Let's just say that.
That's fair enough.
So I think we can all agree that all of the Goldsteins have this presence where we could never be in the witness protection program. It's seriously an issue. Like I hope.
That's Daddy's favorite line.
He
says if Mommy was ever in the witness protection program, it would never work. Yeah, there's nowhere they could go.
I hope I never am witness to like a mafia situation, killing, murder, or something.
I hope you're not either for obvious reasons.
For so many reasons, but like I can't be like they can't put me in witness protection program, and it's also Mommy, you also, but I was in Destin picking out a present for Oscar at Belk, which our mother worked for Parisian department stores for decades, and then it got acquired by Belk. She worked for Belk, but I'm in a different city. I'm in Destin. I'm checking out. I'm getting these soft pajama bottoms, right? There's some older gentleman who's checking me out. He asked for my email address. I start to give it to him. I said, and I don't care if people have my email. I'm like Amanda G Marks, and I didn't say G as in Goldstein. I just said Amanda G Marks, and then I hear this voice behind me going, "What's your last name?" And I look, and he goes, and I go, "Do you know my mom, Arlene?" And he goes, "Well, I do, yes." I go, "I know I sound a lot like her. Is that how you recognize me?" And he goes, "No, I recognized you because of your podcast."
Oh, come on. We have a fan in Destin, Florida.
We have a fan in Destin who is actually probably knows us because of Mommy, because he worked with Mommy for years, and he's a fan. Oh my God, what was his name? Greg. Shout out to Greg.
And from the Belk and Destin.
Yeah. So and I was like, oh, and then the guy at the cashier was like, oh. And so anyway, because usually it's like being Michelle Obama's daughters when we go out, or Diana Ross's children.
That's very generous of you to think we're like, the Obamas. Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, people, if we're in the department store is what I mean. If we're in the Belk, because Mommy had worked there for so long and so many people loved her, and she was the face of many videos, so people knew her, and like walking like, we can't hide. Like, you have to be on your best behavior.
That's true. So one of my big epiphanies of the summer has to do with one of my favorite movies that I watched all the time as a kid, which makes it even funnier that I had to have an epiphany about it as an adult. But Smokey and the Bandit. Did you ever watch that film?
Is Dom DeLuise in that?
No. Burt Reynolds.
No, he is in it.
Dom DeLuise is not in it.
He is.
He's not. I promise
He's in
you.
Smokey and the Bandit too.
Okay.
I think that makes more sense because it came out in 1980.
Okay.
So
no.
when did the first one come out?
Before that.
There was a dog.
Idea.
Is there a dog?
Yeah, there's a big, like,
in a truck.
Hound, basset hound maybe, in a truck. Yeah, with Snowman. So here's the thing. When I was growing up, I just assumed Smokey and the Bandit was about like some race across country. Like they were racing each other and the cops were after them. The Smokey was after the Bandit. No. I come to find out, I'm watching the film the other day.
Smokey is police?
Smokey is police. Oh, yeah. So this is leading us down two different things. Smokey is a police. A bandit is the thief, right?
Okay.
It's not about a race. It is about a sort of race, except for the fact it's about these two guys, the Bandit and Snowman, right? The Bandit is driving his, like, Trans Am, and the Snowman is driving the 18-wheeler. And they have been tasked or challenged to illegally transport 400 cases of Coors beer from Texarkana to Atlanta. Now, this is a time when I think they only sold Coors beer in Colorado. And the closest you could buy it legally was Texarkana. And there's a guy who was doing a car race in Atlanta, and he wanted all of this beer as a celebratory, drink. And so he paid them, like, I think it was like $86,000 to do this.
This is the premise of the movie.
This is the premise of the movie. You couldn't have put a gun to my head to tell you this. I had to look this all up. So Burt Reynolds is he's the one who's organizing all this. He gets his friend to drive the 18-wheeler full of the beer.
So they're together. Snowman and the Bandit are
They are working together, but they're not driving together because Burt Reynolds' job, the Bandit's job, is to distract the police so that they never find Snowman, who's driving with his dog the 18-wheeler of beer.
That's smart. Who's the actor who plays Snowman?
Somebody Reed. I don't know if you would have recognized him.
Yeah.
But the other famous actor in there, of course, is Sally Field. Now, Sally Field was engaged to a guy and then becomes a runaway bride and ends up jumping in Burt Reynolds' car and going cross country with him. Well, it turns out the guy that
Cletus.
Yeah, Cletus is his name in the show. But that's not his real name.
No, it's Jerry Reed.
Jerry Reed, yeah. So Sally Field jumps in with Burt Reynolds. She's on this wild goose chase or, trip with him. The guy she jilted at the altar, his dad is the sheriff, is the Smokey who's trying to get Burt Reynolds. So the whole story is intertwined. I didn't know any of this when I was watching this when I was, 9 years old. Anyway, it was so fun to watch because
you were 7.
I was 7. I loved Burt Reynolds. I love Sally Field. I still love them. But it also made me realize that truckers and CB radios are the original GPS system. They are the original Waze, because this is how Burt Reynolds and Snowman got across the country, is through their CBs, and they were talking to people of all ages, varieties, nationalities, states, and breaker 19, anybody got your ears on? So a Smokey is the code name for a cop. And I know this because, of course, Dad had a CB radio in his car, and whenever we would drive to Montgomery or do road trips, I would get on there all the time.
Right, me too. Was it
Loved
because
it.
Maybe it was because Smokey and the Bandit had a huge influence
absolutely,
on us, and I just don't even remember.
Yeah, it was definitely because of
I
Smokey
had a
and the Bandit.
handle.
What was your handle?
I think we've talked about this before.
We might have.
I was I was Foxy Lady.
Oh, right. You're Foxy Lady, and of course, what am I? Little Acorn. Like, I don't know why. I don't like acorns. I don't know.
Little Acorn's adorable. Foxy Lady's a little disturbing.
That is
I was
disturbing
like,
for a
I was
young
like,
girl.
Breaker 19, this is Foxy Lady. I am 6 years old.
Well, it made me so happy. Well, it made me also amazed that I didn't know the actual premise to Smokey and the Bandit, but that I think if we ever don't need to use technology, right, I think we should bring back CB radios. I think they can be a way for us to reconnect with America and with people that we've never met. You know, they're shortwave radios, so once you get them on your car, you can't go that far, but you can connect with people around you.
I wonder if truckers still use CB radios.
Of course they do. Yes, they must.
Across the street neighbor's son, who is like our age, he's a truck driver. And I know because he listens to a lot of podcasts, so he loves to talk to me about podcasts. But I'm going to ask him about CB.
They have to. I'm gonna bet all my money on that bet because I think 100% they use CB radios.
Yeah.
I don't think those ever go out of style.
Well, Breaker 19, this is Foxy Lady and Little Acorn signing off from the Sis Tell podcast. Thanks for listening to the latest episode, and don't forget to share us with your fellow truck drivers.
Yep. Anybody got your ears on? This has been Amanda and Alison with a whole lot of talk about a whole lot of nothing. We will catch you next time.
Sis and Tell.